Look, the McGrail inquiry report has not been delivered, still less published. It's obvious that the McGrail inquiry might have, we don't know what's in it, but it might have some impact on the whole governance of the police, the relationship with the government, the interplay with the Gibraltar Police Authority. So we think it's important to wait and see what the report says before any effort is made to review the governance structure and relationship with the police and the police authority. And secondly, I think quite importantly, the composition worries us, because the composition is laden and heavily loaded towards the government and core participants in the McGrail inquiry, the Chief Minister, the Attorney General, people who gave evidence in the inquiry, and clearly we're concerned about the composition. We're sceptical about.
You think there's a conflict of interest?
We think there's a conflict of interest to some extent, because clearly we are sceptical about a government that has not shown any commitment towards reform of the relationship or of the governance structures of the police authority or the police at any time in the last 14 years, has shown no commitment, indeed has shown the reverse, a disdain in some respects for police governance and independence of the police. Those are issues that are central to the McGrail inquiry. The report hasn't been delivered, so we want to show deference to the chairman, and so because of that we are sceptical about a heavily loaded composition towards the government. And I'll make this final point because it's important that the whole concept of the police authority came out of a cross-party recommendation of the 2002 work of the Select Committee on Constitutional Reform. This is a quasi-constitutional, very sensitive area, policing, the governance of policing, the accountability of the police. Similarly, our view is that it should be cross-party now, as it was during the GSD administration before the 2006 constitution.
So who would you have in a police governance steering group? Would you have yourself in it if you were Chief Minister?
We were committed at the last election, 2023, to have a program of reform of the Police Act, because the Police Act is going to be 20 years old next year, so it's important to review it and important to understand them and enhance police independence and enhance the governance structures of the GPA. But to do so, as I said, it's important to do so on a cross-party basis and to understand not just that it's important to do so because of the constitutional issues that arise, because it's a very sensitive area, but to understand that at this juncture in our politics, when we're coming out of an inquiry that has touched on the core issues of independence and of the GPA and the police and the conflicts of interests of the government parties that the inquiry has yet to adjudicate, it's important to do so in a balanced way. And the only balanced way to do so is to hit at the composition of the steering group and make sure that it involves all the key participants that it needs to.